Okay, and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to make a quarter ring out of this fine Arizona quarter. The first step in this process is to soften this metal, and to do that we anneal it. So I'm going to throw that on there, and with the torch I'm going to get this to a cherry red. I'm going to turn down the lights again, and so maybe you can see this. Here we go. There you can see it's about the color we need it to be. Oh yeah. And then we quench it, just like that. Now what we're going to do is take this and we're going to cut the hole in it so we can start to get this thing into the shape that we want it. Okay, so we're over here at the lathe with the stepper bit, and I'm going to throw this in the chuck and tighten it up. Make sure that it fits all three of the slots just right so you know it's even and it's not going to fly out. And you can check that just by turning this a couple times. Looks good to me. Turn on the power. Get the RPMs where you want them. What? Oh, put it in the direction you want to go, and we want to go forward. That's what we want. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of tap magic on that and slowly work our way in. We just take this, start it right, oh yeah, and here we go. It starts working its way through. Everything's fantastic. I'm going to push a little harder now. And we're almost through, and there we go. It's coming up around the top, and oh, we're through. Yeah, that's nice. We're gonna go to the next step. You can see it's really working. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So there you have it. I'm gonna go one more. There we go. Because we went through one way, we want to turn this around and go into the same size to get rid of any of this stuff that blew out on the backside. So I just do this for good measure so I don't have to do it by hand. We're gonna walk it right in there. Just touch it. There you have it. Perfect. Now, make sure you turn the machine off. We have our hole. Alright, so you can see here, we have the hole nice and clean in the middle, and the first step into tapering this is I created this in 3D software and then printed it on my 3D printer. It is PLA plastic and it is 100% infill, and it is really solid. You can buy these online, and they usually sell a die, punch and die set that come with metal balls, or you may have seen these. These are fine, but with the press that I use, there's a lot of length here. You put this on the top to help start to curl it over, and when you do that, you have a press that comes down from the top, and the problem I'm finding is that the lighting is shit in here. So I'm gonna hold on. Alright, so once again, I have these and they go in here, and the problem I'm having is with the leverage. It tends to wobble a little more because you have the press top coming down and then it's hitting this. So I have these now. I have these awesome Delron balls that are of multiple sizes and yeah, multiple sizes, not shapes. So we're gonna go over to the press and we're gonna take this appropriate sized ball here. I think it's this one. That's not it. Hey-oh! Alright, we're gonna take the appropriate sized ball here from the collection, and I believe it is this one. That's the one, and we're going to push that down as far as we can get it on the press. We have to decide which side of the ring we want on the outside. Let's see, this is 2000 Arizona 1912 on one side, and on the other side it has the United States $quarter. So let's put that $quarter part on the inside of the ring. Whatever's on the inside is going up, okay? Now we throw our little Delron ball on the top and center everything up. There you have it. Back it off, and we'll knock this out. You can see it just pops right out. It's actually pretty good. Now that we've got our hole started and it is tapered downward, I'm going to do a little bit of work on the doming block with a hammer now to get this a little bit more tapered and even up any inconsistencies in the bend I made here. Okay, so now we're in the doming block. I've picked the appropriate sized shape here, and I'm going to go ahead and use my small ball peen hammer for these. We're just working that. And I'm going to go ahead and get the next size down. Right in the middle, you want to try to keep everything centered. So now we've got that shape taking nicely. It's nice and round. No damage to the ring itself. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the ring mandrel now because we need to get it to fit on this size 6 ring sizer. So as you can see, it's a little bit shy. Not quite the right size. Alright, so we're over here at the ring mandrel. I've got it set up in the vise. And we've got the ring. And we're just basically going to get this up to about a size 6. And what I do is usually I would hit it downward and keep working it. What I found is that I use a piece of 3/4 inch PVC and put it just around the edge. I can work it nicely. We just keep working it down side to side, make sure you're getting it even. And we're down here is where 6 is. So we've got a little ways to go. Let's see if we can get this to fit on our ring sizer now. And it looks like we can. So that means we can officially move on to the next step. Before I do that, I'm just going to pop it once in the doming block just to make sure it is perfectly round again, because I know we were hammering it back and forth. And before I do that, I'm going to anneal it one more time because now it's gotten hardened a little bit. We should soften it up before we do any more work to it. But as you can see, it is definitely getting closer to a ring looking thing. Perfect. Ready for this? Woo. Oh, great one. Might as well just reach in there. All right, so now that we've gotten it annealed again, I told you I was going to go ahead and put it back in the doming block. Now we're just going to go ahead and make sure that this is all perfectly circular. Yep. All right, now we put it on our ring sizer. And to do that, I'm going to start by putting it in upside down, just so we're hitting the lowest, the smallest part first. We're putting that on to the first adjustment there. And then we're just going to throw our piston part top here in there, which tapers, and it just basically expands it the other direction. This is why we anneal it, because now we're going to stretch that out. I'm going to keep hitting this. Alright, we've already bottomed out in the bottom, so what I normally do for that, I give you this little block with these to kind of keep working your way through it. I have now taken that all the way through here, and it's pretty much stuck in there, so I just usually tap it on the vise. You can take that out, and now your ring is at the next size up. So what I can do is I can push these little blades in a little bit, and then push this down to the next size. So now you can see it's on the second step there. If somebody were to want this ring at a specific size, that's how you would get it there. I would take the ring and I would put it on here to figure out what we're at. This is now just about a 6.5. So for this demonstration, I'm going to take this up to an 8 or 9 just to see what happens. So now we're going to get it back on that second knuckle there. Once again, put our tapered rod in the top there. And once it's bottomed out on the vise, that's when I bring up the little block. That ring is definitely starting to level out, and I'm going to double check the size now after I tap this out. Now I've tapped that out. Now this is free to come out. Take the ring off. Oh, that's way bigger now. So we've got an 8 3/4. So that's good. So it's a little bigger than we wanted. I said I was going to go to an 8. So now, because that size is a little bit larger, this is nice and it's really nice. Actually, this one came out nice and round, perfect. So what I'm going to do is put this back in the doming block and hit down the wider side. So I'm going to put the smaller side that we had. This is the hole side. This is the side we drilled. This is the inside of the ring. This is the outside of the ring with the lines on it. And what I'm going to do is put this in the doming block this way and then press down on it so it starts to bring this outward flare. It's going to bring it down to a more normal shape like this. So instead of coming out at an angle, it's going to kind of make the nice round shape again. Alright, so we're back over here at the doming block. I've got the ring inside up, and now we're going to start the taper. And for that I'm going to use the larger ball bearing, so I'm touching just the top part of this, and I'm going to make sure it's all centered in the doming block here. Okay, that pretty much did the trick. So now you can see after doing that, it is level, square, whatever you want to say. It's not tapering in one direction anymore. And the rings are still nice on the back side here, or I guess the grooves you would say. Touch up this side on the grinder and buff everything out. But other than that, I think we're good. I'm going to double check the size right now. And it is ending right on 8. So that's exactly what we wanted. Down here is where the 8 is. So this way it's probably just slightly more, because one side is going to be slightly more open because you don't have the edge lip. So this side is going to be a little tapered on the inside a little bit more than this one. The smallest part of your ring is going to be the size with the ridges on it. So that's the size you want to measure to. This is a size 8, and it gets a little bit wider as it goes. So for those of you who would wear this, my ring isn't, but you can see that it's flush all the way around. It doesn't taper visually. So let's take this over and I'll show you how I process the edges on the grinder. The first thing I've got here on the grinder is this Scotch-Brite, 3M Scotch-Brite multi-finishing wheel. It's basically just to deburr things. So what I try to do is work on the direction of the grain heading downward. I'm not in the center of the wheel going this way, I'm over the edge, so the pattern of grain would be going down with the ring, with the direction of the ring. Totally making that an acceptable finish. It's much smoother and it looks good. So I think we'll just hit it a couple more times, try to get the inside just a little bit more. I think that's looking good. So now, buffing wheel. I don't know, this is probably not standard practice, but I just turn around and let it go. Start it up. Bam. Add a little bit of the Jeweler's Rouge. And this is what's going to take this ring to the next level. I start off, it's going downward. I'm going to work the inside as much as possible. And you can see it's changing already. And now we're going to work those grooves on the outside. Alright. I think we're good. Polish my fingers as well. But there it is. That's pretty much it done. I'm going to go wash my hands and buff it out. Those rings maintain themselves pretty well, or the edges, the grooves, whatever you want to call them. And there it is. So I think what I'm going to do, if anyone is interested, I think I might give this away. So if you're interested in winning this ring, go ahead and post a comment down below. And once I get at least a few comments that it's justifiable to throw a die or something, as in like roll the dice, I will just pick out of random, I think. I think that's probably a good way to do this. So you know, I can adjust the size a little bit. It's an 8 now, just about right on an 8. Once you know, when we figure this out, I may not get any comments at all. I may get several comments, and either way, someone will win this. And if I get a good enough response, I've made several others, and I may just send them out just to say thanks for watching. And you know, I appreciate the views. I appreciate people trying to take interest in stuff and watching these videos online and people in this community doing cool stuff. So we're gonna get there together. We're gonna make some stuff. So again, if you want to win this, or I don't want to even say win it, if you want to own this ring someday, and it will cost you nothing other than just leave a comment down below and I will pick it randomly once I get enough. I mean, obviously if there's only 2 comments and it's sitting there for a week, I'll just pick somebody. I'll flip a coin if there's only 2, but I would rather there be more, because if I know there's a good response, maybe I'll give away some more, right? Who knows? Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go clean this up and we'll put some other footage in here, but I think for now, that's what we're looking at. So here's a lot of them. This was the one I made today. These others were my trials up until today, trying to work it all out. As you can see, this one is by far just a little bit squarer than the rest. I think having the new die to press them down to start with helped me out with the tapers. Everything I was doing before was with the doming blocks, and I had a lot of problems. This one I was just trying to stretch it as far as I could go. I mean, this one's pretty big, as you can see. It's bigger than all the other ones. I was just playing around with that. These are some of the earlier ones. But anyways, I want to say I thank you to everybody who's watched or subscribed to the channel. And what I'm going to do, I was saying I was going to raffle this off today, or you know, when I post this video. And what I think I'm going to do instead is just say I'm probably going to end up just pick one of these that you like and let me know which one down below. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because maybe your thing isn't, maybe you don't like Arizona. I mean, that's Arizona 1912. That has some other details that are cool, but there's also other ones that have plenty of character. So I'm going to try to rotate them here. Some of them are similar. What is this? 2008, 2008, 1982, 1967, 1993, 2017. This one is the other way around, right? Inside out. Same with this one. I think that might have been the first one I ever did. And then this one's large. Almost fits the thumb. Anyways, so here they are. I'll give you the shot. Once again, there's 8 of them. 1 through 4, 4 through 8. So I'll be happy to send one of these to a lucky viewer once we get a couple comments down below. I'll pick 1, maybe 2, maybe hell, I'll just send them all away if I get enough responses. I'm willing to part with these just to say thanks. And there you go. I don't know what else to say. I appreciate it. It was a fun project. Put a little comment down below, and I will definitely get one of these off to you once I get a few that I can do like a little raffle type deal. Alright. Thanks so much.